Hey everybody, this is Lone Star Conference Media Day with Angelo State Belle's basketball coach Renae Shippy, who's now with ASU, her fourth year of the program, second as the head coach. Exciting year. Now you picked second in the Lone Star Conference preseason poll. You take that however you want to take that, but you guys have had great success last couple of years, and I know you and just talking to the girls, they expect even bigger things this year.
No, for sure. And, you know, it's an honor to be picked second in this league. I feel like there's so many great coaches, so many great players in this conference. So we feel blessed that we were picked second. West Texas A&M, they were picked first, and they have tons of returners, especially, I believe, 4 starters that are going to be returning for their roster. So they're a very solid program, very well deserving for them. But again, we are excited to be picked second, and we're excited for what the season has to bring.
3 starters back for your team, a couple with Lone Star Conference honors, and one that some were not sure whether or not she'd be back. It worked out with the NCAA. Marquita Daniels back, and your opposition's probably not happy about it, but you're extremely excited.
Oh, yeah, we are pumped about that. That was something that we talked about in the recruiting process with Quita that obviously we would try to do, but those waivers are so incredibly hard to get. It required tons of paperwork being sent into the NCAA, and we felt incredibly thankful that we were able to get the okay that she was able to go for this year, and she's incredibly excited to be able to be a leader and to be able to kind of build on what she was able to do last season.
She was top 3 in the nation in steals pretty much all of last year. Have you seen anybody ever before with quicker hands than what she's got?
No, that's one thing that we talk about all the time about Quita, is that she's probably one of the quickest female basketball players that I have ever seen, playing and coaching, and she's got something special that not a lot of people have. So.
And, of course, you got some newcomers, some new pieces. You got some good shooters this year. I mean, that again, and added some more depth, let's say, probably shooting the basketball.
No, for sure. You know, we have great returners, just like you said. You know, you have the Player of the Year with Quita. You have the Defensive Player of the Year with Dee Moore, who was also an all-conference player. And then also Desiree Hampton was an all-conference selection last season as well. So you've got 3 kids that you know are top players in our conference that are returning. And then with the newcomers that we have, that we've brought in, you know, Maria Delgado, she made over 123 pointers in JUCO, shot 38%. Just like you said, she's one that we think that's going to really be able to help us beyond the arc. You got Sydney Smith, who did a year of residency with us last year. She was a great 3-point shooter, started at SIUE, and we feel like she's going to be able to come in and do that for us as well. And then we've got some great guards in Perrine Mannery and Asia Davis, who have already shown great promise on the practice floor of just bringing a lot of different things to the table. And then De'Ara Watson, she's also a returner. She has improved bounds and bounds in this practice season, and we're excited for what she's going to be able to do as well.
Dee Moore, last year mentioned the triple-double, and she had just had huge numbers. Now, you played post at Central Missouri. How would – okay, what if you did – let's pretend – okay. If you were in the post, let's say that, theoretically – how do you even stop Dee Moore? I mean, if you were a player.
Shoot. Well, I don't want to say that out loud. Now the conference is all watching this. No.
It's tough, isn't it, if you had to guard her?
No, it is tough because Dee, she's just got great hands. She's very unselfish, a little bit too unselfish, if you ask me. She makes great reads off of what the defensive does, and so she's just one of those teammates that you just love to have. That's one of the things that in this recruiting process for this past season, that's one of the things that we talked a lot about with these new coming guards, is that we were like, you got, you know, this post player that you're going to get to play with that's going to relieve so much pressure off of you. And so, no, Dee's a great teammate. She's, like I said, incredibly unselfish, and she's one of those unstoppable players that you're thankful that she's on your team and not on somebody else's.
Final thought. So Dr. Brian May, our president here at Angelo State, a couple weeks ago ran up to me, and he was just saying, I can't wait to watch the women's basketball team. He's so excited. He expects big things, no pressure. But when I say that, how does that make you feel, and how do you take that?
You know, Dr. May, him and Coach Reed, they have been so supportive of me, obviously hiring from within and giving me this opportunity, especially at such a young age. That's been an incredible blessing. And I do. Last year I felt a lot of pressure just in my first year, and just feeling how thankful I was that they gave me the opportunity. You don't want to let them down, but I will say this, the pressure does not go away for a second year. So, I feel like once you have a great season and you owe that to all the players. We just had a fantastic team last year. Once you have a great season, you want to build on that. So we feel like we've got some great returners, some newcomers that have came in that we do feel like we can have a successful season this year as well. And, we take that pressure and we invite it, and, we're going to do our best that we possibly can every single night we play.
Yeah, every coach always says there's a difference, and some have different feelings. You win the championship, is it more joy or more relief?
Last year, I'd have to say, if I'm honest, it was more relief, just because we've had so much success, in Baker's era, and with me being his assistant, and we had so many great players on those two teams. And so for my first year, for us to win that championship, it was very much a relief, just because I felt like our players were just so fantastic, just great people and teammates, and they just gave it their all, that I just was so happy that we were able to get that done for them.
Well, Renae, we appreciate good luck this year. Welcome to the Lone Star Conference Media Day here for Angelo State University, as we're in Stevens Arena here at the Janelle Center. Jeremy Bryant here with the Angelo State Bells, who were picked second in the Lone Star Conference preseason poll. We'll get to that in just a second. But kind of want to talk to everybody here first, and I'll go to my immediate right. I got Marquita Daniels, senior, super senior, some might say, from Atlanta, Georgia. Now, you realize, Quita, that a lot of people in the Lone Star Conference are not happy that you're here. No, I mean, no offense, but they're not very happy you're back.
I mean, there's not too much I can say about that, but, I mean, I just thank God that I am able to get a year back and play with this team, this good group of team, and I'm excited for this season. Ready to finish off where we left off, but 10 times a couple steps further than where we left off, so I'm excited about this season.
Did you think last year did this would be a possibility when the season was over last year?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did a little bit. I mean, every now and then I'll have a couple doubts, but with Coach Shippi always in my ear, I didn't have any worries at the end of it. No, so.
And she's always in your ear, of course. So preseason player of the year, and there's expectations for that, but you mentioned already you guys have won the Lone Star Conference Championship last couple of years. Big expectations, but you're good with that. It sounds like you expect more than just a conference championship.
Absolutely, especially with this group of girls that we got. We got a couple seniors on this team that are good leaders. So, I mean, I look forward to playing with them. And yeah. Okay.
Let me ask you just a random question here. Let's say the Bells, everybody in the Bells basketball team's hanging out. We're here in the VIP room. Let's say we're culinary class. All right. Who's the best cook on the team? Who's the best cook on the Rambles?
D can cook. Yeah, D can.
What's her specialty? What does she cook?
What is it? What do I cook? Pasta. Yes, a lot of seafood. She's good at seafood. Okay. Yeah.
All right, we got to remember that. Let's go to Chef D Moore over here, a junior out of Allen, Texas, came over here from Utah State. So let you answer that question. What is your favorite thing to cook?
Probably shrimp. I love shrimp. Like, I eat shrimp like every day. Oh, and I love fish. Fried fish. Okay. I eat fish like every day too.
You ever seen the movie Forrest Gump? By the way, you need to watch that just after what you just said. So last year, you're the first Belle. You got a triple-double. And, I mean, I know you're a person that stays humble and everything, but, you've kind of had a few months to kind of look back at last season. What do you expect for this year, for yourself personally and for your team?
This year, I expect a lot. We have a lot of new players that have come in that are going to bring new things to the court, so I'm pretty excited for that. And I'm really not trying to focus too much on last year because that kind of pressures me because I didn't even know I was going to do that. So it kind of just happened. But like you said, I am a humble person. Yes, that happened. That was great for the team and for history and at St. Angelo. But I'm really just looking for what we got for this team this year.
Well, no pressure, but I actually expect you to have a quadruple-double this year. I figure you're a good passer. You could get a few more assists, rebounds, points, blocks. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know about all that. I mean, can we start off with just a double-double, and then I'll work my way back up. You know, it got me sweating over here.
Last thing is, so what do you enjoy the most? What kind of play? Is it blocking someone's shot? Is it, maybe a post move inside? What is the one thing in basketball you get the most fun out of? Probably
blocking someone's shot and not getting a foul, but mostly blocking someone's shot. That really gets me high because I'm just like, don't bring that in here if you don't want that to get thrown. But yeah, that would be my favorite play.
That was the edited version of what she says in the court. I was joking. All right, so let's go now to Desiree Hampton, senior from Arlington, Texas, her second year at Angelo State. So you've had your second year here. What do you love about Angelo State?
What do I love? The people, the community, our boosters, and Alex and Kay. They're two boosters that are always at our practices, always feed us dinner. Like, they're two of my favorite people at Angelo, and they make Angelo State really good for me.
I mean, like yourself and Marquita and Dee, you guys all come from big cities, and obviously this is a lot different. But does it prove that you're not just a big city girl? Yeah,
well, I'm pretty humble just because I went to school in Hobbs, New Mexico, which is very small. So when I came here, even though I'm from Arlington, like, this was just a huge upgrade, and I was just thankful to have all the food places and everything they have here.
Okay, so last season, I think when we did this, at that point, even you guys were talking about chemistry and how you could sense great chemistry. So here we are now. You guys are, a lot of you, back together. You got some newcomers. We'll talk to them. Do you feel like the chemistry is even better than last season, or about the same? What do you think?
I think it's getting better. I mean, it started off a little rocky, but it's definitely getting there, and we get along really good off the court. So that shows on the court because we're always, like, hyping each other up and just happy for each other, things like that. So I feel like our chemistry is pretty good.
Okay, final thought for Des. All right, so in the locker room, you guys are playing whatever you listen to in pregame, which let that be. Who's like the best dancer behind closed doors in the locker room?
I would say Quita or Katera. They both can throw down some dance moves.
All right, fair enough. Let's go to a couple of our newcomers, at least on the court this year. Sydney Smith, got Maria Delgado, who's actually from Columbia and came here from Louisiana Tech. So now I know you haven't played a game yet on the court with the Bells, but you've had a chance to play with these ladies. So is the talent here, do you think, comparable to the Conference USA that you just came from?
Is the talent, what is it?
Is about the same, comparable?
Oh, yeah. I feel so much happy here. The town is bigger than Ruston, Louisiana. And I'm just so happy to be here, so ready to play. It was a rough year for me last year at La Tech, and I feel it was a lot of learning, full of learning and patience and humbling. And I'm just so ready to give my best for this team because I really hard on my chest, and I really want to give everything I have for this team.
Now, Maria, have you ever been in Texas before you came to Angelo State? Or what do you think about Texas?
I mean, I've been a couple times in Texas last year, and when I was in JUCO in Oklahoma too, and I love it. I've been in 3 states, and I can say that Texas is my favorite state. The people is so warm. The people is so nice. I love the weather, and I really like this state more than Oklahoma and Louisiana.
Is there anything in San Angelo, or maybe just Texas, that reminds you of Columbia? I don't think we have that good of coffee. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel like the weather, I know it's going to get colder, but I really love the summer here. The people is very nice, and you can find a lot of Latino people here in Texas. And sometimes you just feel like in home because you can hear Spanish, my language, down here more than in other states. And that's, make me feel something like I'm in home.
Final thought, you a big-time three-point shooter. You've had great accuracy behind the three-point arc. What do you think you bring to the team? Obviously that's going to kind of open up some space for Quita and some other people, and for Dee down low when you hit those threes.
I feel like I'm bringing. I've been working on my shoot. It's something like I haven't played in a while, probably since January 13 against Southern Miss, and I just been working because I got dreams because I want to keep doing great, and I can help this team from the triple line from my attitude. I'm really a positive person. I'm trying always like keeping everybody up. And I feel that I can bring like point from driving to and from defense. So I'm just waiting on my time. I'm so excited.
All right, we'll go to our another senior and a great three-point shooter as well, Sydney Smith over here from. Now she's not from Columbia; she's from Illinois, but just it's almost as far away. All right, so now you were here last year, right? Redshirting. So kind of tell me, you've had a year to get acclimated to ASU and everything. What do you think about the program and the campus?
I love ASU. Like Des said, the community is just amazing. I mean, a lot of us are far from home, and being here at ASU, I don't feel as far from home. It's very homey, and a lot of our boosters make us feel like we're a part of their family, which I really enjoy.
That was good. We saw you really light it up on Midnight Madness behind the three-point line. Now, do you think who's the best three-point shooter on the team? Is it yourself? Is it Maria? If we put you two out there right now, who's going to win?
I think we would both do very well. I don't know. We're both very good shooters, so.
Good answer.
Would you like to pursue a career in politics?
That's a negative.
Cool question. What do you want to do maybe after you're done with college?
I am actually a graphic design major, and so I would like to stay within athletics, and I would like to pursue a career being a graphic designer for maybe an athletic program or maybe a professional sports team. So that's the goal.
All right. Well, that sounds good. And so Sydney Smith, Dee Moore, Marquita Daniels, Desiree Hampton, and Maria Delgado, part of the Angelo State Belle's basketball team for 2018-2019 Lone Star Conference Media Day.